So they're spending all their pension money, all their spare money, even in this cost of living crisis, on lottery tickets for a dream that they're not even going to enjoy because they feel too old to enjoy life. However, I also have some patients who are amazing. They're so curious, they've got a sparkle in their eye. They're so fun to be around, they've got a great sense of humor. They'll say, I look in the mirror, I don't recognize that old lady, so I just keep walking. You know, they never stop growing. They've got purpose, whether it's gardening or traveling. Some of them are doing crazy things. Like I had this patient who's like 85 or something, and she jumped out of a plane. These patients are so inspiring. There's really something about them. They tend to be really joyful and really content and really accepting. And I think these patients, whether consciously or unconsciously, they understand something crucial, and that is we're either evolving or devolving, but we're never staying the same. If you're not growing and learning and experiencing, you are dying. You're getting smaller, your world is getting smaller, you're stunted. No one is going to stay the same. I had a patient the other day who was complaining to me about her wrinkles, and she was 92, complaining about her wrinkles because her 70-year-old daughter-in-law has lovely skin, and she was envious of that skin and wanting to get the $12 skincare product moisturizer that her daughter-in-law has. And I'm like, you're 92. I have so many patients who'll say, how old do you think I am? This obsession with what we look like externally doesn't stop unless you choose to stop it. You want to know what true freedom feels like? It's when something that used to scare you doesn't scare you anymore. When you can speak in front of people without your heart racing. When people who used to bother you, who maybe were mean to you or cruel to you, when their words don't affect you anymore. When you don't care what people think. When you've had wounds and triggers that used to just set you off. When it's like water off a duck's back. That's true freedom. When you can look in the mirror and see your aging face and completely accept yourself and love yourself. When you can look at your middle-aged body and go, yes, my body is changing, but I still love it. When you can walk into a party and not be thinking, what will people think of me? But be thinking, I'm curious, who's here? Who can I meet? What can I learn today? That's what real confidence looks like. Not the fake kind when you're seeking validation, where you're putting photos of yourself on Instagram to make it look like you have a wonderful life. Real confidence is when external things don't get to you anymore, where you're not walking around getting offended, taking things personally, or being triggered by people. No one has that power over you. I used to desperately want to pay off my mortgage. I still do. Of course, I want to pay off my mortgage. But I used to think I wouldn't feel safe until I paid off my mortgage, which is 25 years. And then someone said to me, imagine having paid off your mortgage and then think about your finances. What comes up for you? And I'm like, oh, well, I've got to pay the rates and I've got to pay the bills and I've got to pay the XYZ and what if this and what if that. And then it became very clear to me that my fear was around scarcity, of there not being enough, of not being safe. But I can give myself that feeling of safety and security right now by trusting that it's a benevolent universe, trusting that things always work out for me, by reframing the negative into the positive. I'm bastardizing this, but I think Einstein said you need to decide if this universe is friendly or not. And for a long time, I thought the universe was not friendly. But now I truly believe that she is benevolent. She is always pushing you and helping you to grow and to give you the things that you say that you want. However that looks like, it may not be how you think it should look, but that's what she's doing.